Hi all, welcome to another Dave Downey Fly Time video production and welcome to 2022. This is the first video I've done this year because I've been pretty busy playing catch up. I hope you all had a good new year. I hope you're all going to have a very successful 2022 season and you're going to catch plenty of fish. I really do appreciate you guys watching my videos. I appreciate it when you subscribe and you give thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever. So today I'm not really going to get complicated. I'm going to tie a couple of flies. I'm actually going to tie two flies. I should be able to tie two of them in under 4 minutes. This fly was given to me by a friend of mine. I've seen people using them before, but I've never used them. But I was out fishing just before Christmas with a friend of mine, Stuart Sergio McCabe, and it's the first time in a long time I've had to borrow a fly to catch fish off of somebody. And it was working very, very well. So it made me think about how I would tie the fly. I've never watched any videos, I've never watched anybody else tying it. I just thought I want to do it a simple, fast, effective way so you guys can rattle these flies out and catch fish on them. So two flies, I'm hoping to do the two of them in under 4 minutes. So the first thing we're going to need is a grub hook. You could use a grub hook or you could use a straight hook, it's really your own personal preference. I'm using a Barbless Veniard Osprey grub hook, it's a size 10. So I'm going to need two of them. I'm going to need some thread. So for the red one I'm going to use SemperFli, and it's a fluorescent red. It's more like an orange, to be quite honest. It's a 12-0 classic waxed, and for this one I'm using the medium olive for the other fly. As I say, you can time it if you want, but it should only take me under 4 minutes to do the two of them. So we're also going to need some flexi floss or stretchy floss or whatever you want to call it. Stuff I'm using is the Veniard stuff, right? So I've got red and I've got a sort of golden olive. Now I will say to you with this stuff is that if you have it for too long it'll go brittle and it'll just start snapping, so keep it in a dark place. Also we're going to need a full length of it, so instead of cutting the tie wrap, what we want to do is just stretch. See, if you stretch it, it then means the tie wrap can move about, so you can then pull one of the pieces of floss out and you get a full length of floss. So are we ready to go? Yes. So let's get started. So we'll start with the red one first. So all we want to do is get the thread on, right, and trim that a little bit. Then we take the floss, put it in a loop at the end if you can catch it. So just put it in a wee loop. Obviously depending on the length you want, some people fish them longer. That wasn't very good. It was caught on the bobbin, that's why. So the thread manages to snap there, so I'm just going to tie over the top of that. I'm not going to waste that bit of thread and waste time trying to get it off. Right, so do that. That wasn't the thread's fault, as I say, I had it trapped on the bobbin as I just spooled it up. And it was the bobbin that managed to pull it. So right, back down, get it over, catch it in, 1, 2, 3, and then I don't feel I'm going to get this done in 4 minutes now because of that thread snapping, but we shouldn't really count that bit. So I'll just run the thread back up, right, to halfway, and all we're going to do is run the flexi floss up and touch and turns. Okay, 2, 3, 4. Obviously using flexi floss you don't want to be varnishing anything either, because the varnish will attack the floss. So we're going to put another loop in there, right. As I say, it depends on how long you want these legs, but it's just basically apps bloodworm or whatever. As I said, I've never watched another video because I tend not to watch other videos. So we've caught that in with the loop and we just tied it off with 3 turns of thread. All we're going to do is use the remaining floss to go back up to the front of the hook, just making sure we get touch and turns up there, catch it in, couple of more turns, and then another loop, right. So you can do it one or two ways. You can go forward or you can go back. I'm going to go back, catch that in, okay, and just make sure you trim that bit off. And it's important that you do use a full length of it, because obviously you'll be too short if you just use half a length. So we're just going to whip finish that. Right, that's that whip finished. Double whip finish, fine. Catch it, trim, catch it, trim, catch it, trim. There you go. That's your bloodworm. Dead simple, dead fast. So we're going to do the olive one now. So we'll throw that one to the side, put in another hook. get the old thread. As I says, I was on my club water and Stuart was beating me 6-1 and I had to find out what he was up to, because yeah, and it was basically, he was just fishing one of these unweighted on a floating line, and I know a lot of guys fish these at the fisheries and stuff. I tend not to fish them that much, to be honest, because I've never really had that much confidence in them. Catch that in, and all we want to do is go that way. Get a few turns on it and then cut that bit off. Then we'll go back up to the middle again. Right, and run that up. So, but I end up, we were even Stevens at the end of the day, which was pretty. And the fish were quite violent with it as well. And you know, the fish in my local club water hadn't been stocked for a while, so there wasn't really any fresh fish. So it was resident fish, and they did kick the hell out of it. So it was quite interesting. So obviously I've got a few in my box. I wouldn't tie tons of these, by the way, because obviously, as I said, UV affects it. The normal daylight will affect the rubber, and what you'll find is you'll go to your box one day and all the rubber will be snapping on you, and that'll be that. You'll have no flies. So you know, you just tie what you need. Tie that in, same again, catch it in, do another loop. So basically all we're doing is 3 loops. Trim that off. Dead simple. It's almost, you're just running the thread up the hook almost and not doing anything else. Hardest part's about to finish. Take that, catch, take that, catch, and take that, catch. And there you go. Another bloodworm. And believe it or not, and especially on Loch Leven, and I know other lochs as well, in lakes and still waters, that they do have olive bloodworm, and I've seen them almost that colour on Loch Leven. So yeah, but there you go, folks. Couple of quick and easy to tie flies that don't need a lot of materials and they don't need a lot of skill to tie them either. And it's just as I says, I was just thinking about how I could make it easier. Very much like the way I tie my squirmy worm as well. You know, I do it a different way to most people. And for me it's an easier way of tying it, and that's what fly tying should be about. It should be about tying the flies to go out and catch a fish and spend more time catching fish than tying flies. So hope you enjoyed it. So it's just a couple of wee apps, bloodworms or bloodworms or whatever you want to call them. Simple, dead easy. So as I say, you can get me on Facebook, David C. Downey. You can get me on my Instagram, which is Dave Downey Fly Fishing. And the shop's www.fly-fishingworld.com, where you can see all the products, and obviously you're already on YouTube. So tell your mates, hit that subscribe button, don't forget to hit the bell, then you'll get notifications of any new videos coming up, and I hope you enjoyed it. And as I says, once again, I appreciate your subscriptions. It helps with me for doing more YouTube videos, and thanks for watching. So have a good 2022, and I'll get a few more videos done for you shortly. Take care for now.